Welcome to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Tour Update. The Challenger Series is a wrap, and we've got a lot to cover. Find out who has officially qualified for the 2022 Championship Tour. Plus, we are bringing you all the best action from the Michelob Ultra Haleiwa Challenger. And with the start of the 2022 CT season right around the corner, we are diving into our preview of the Billabong Pro Pipeline. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Tour Update here from the North Shore of Oahu and home of the Haleiwa Challenger. I'm Joe Turpel with Shannon Hughes and Kaipo Guerrero, and we really got to witness the first ever Challenger Series come to a close today.
It was incredible to finish here at Haleiwa after starting in Huntington Beach, going across to Europe between Ericeira and France, and now to finish in the Hawaiian Islands. Very condensed season to crown our champions and qualifiers, but also the Challenger Series gets more exciting next year.
Yeah, it sure does. We're going to kick it off in May on the Gold Coast, follow that up with Manly. Then we head back to Ballito in South Africa. The U.S. Open of Surfing's back at the iconic HB. Then we got the European leg through Portugal, France, and again, Joe, we're going to settle it all right here in Haleiwa.
So this was great to get the first ever taste of this Challenger Series season that you have to qualify for. If you do well here, then you make the Dream Tour. Let's check out our list of qualifiers. On the women's side, we have some new faces to celebrate that'll be competing at Pipeline. Looking at Luana Silva, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, both from the island of Oahu. India Robinson, Caitlin Simmers, Brisa Hennessy coming back, and also Gabby Bryan, who was so unbelievable in the Challenger Series. She actually took out the title, Shannon.
Well, she took out three second-place finishes on the Challenger Series. Well earned for that goal of hers to finish off with the Challenger Series title coming into Haleiwa.
So great to see out of that list. Kaipo, in your opinion, do you think they're ready to win CT events against the best in the world?
What an impressive freshman class we have, right? And I'm saying that all of these young ladies, this is the next generation of women's professional surfers, and I think we're going to see some fireworks right from the start where we talk about Pipeline and Sunset, especially for some of the Hawaii locals that have just made the championship tour. Watch out.
Let's get excited and learn more about our qualifiers.
So this is Gabby Bryan. Big first turn.
Beautiful style from Brisa Hennessy. Love the look at that back arm guiding her through.
Caitlin Simmers on the inside section. And there we go. Ditches the fins again.
The first turn, nice hook in the corner, then attacks again, and then lays back, drops the wallet, and comes out with a completion.
Luana Silva, big hope for Hawaii with this young lady, and especially with surfing just like that. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, our Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Haleiwa Challenger winner. You're going to be on the 2022 Championship Tour.
I can't believe how talented this group is. I'm calling maybe the best rookie class we've ever seen on the top 17.
14 rookies between the men's and the women's tour. It couldn't get any better than this.
So many new names that are entering the field, and like you mentioned, they're all capable of winning major events. Kaipo, we have to look at the men's side as well. Like Shannon just mentioned, a lot of new faces and a couple that are returning, like Zeke Lau. He's going to be back. Connor O'Leary, he's coming back, just like Nat Young. But what about the new names?
Look at that. Jake Marshall, I expect big things from Jake Marshall. Callum Robson, could he be the Morgan Siblick of 2022? Flew under the radar. He's on the big show now. And my favorite is really the Hawaiian Imai Kalani DeVault. I'm expecting big things from this young man from the Valley Isle.
What a list of rookies joining the Dream Tour that'll be starting at Pipeline. Let's get to know this rookie class even better.
Callum Robson on the second wave. Big carving forehand turn for the young 21-year-old.
Luca Messina's now driving into it, finding a great open face to unleash.
Rolling in, Joao Chianca.
Here goes Imai. The surfer that came through the Pipe Invitational locks himself into a beautiful looking pipe wave. And he'll find the exit.
Zeke Lau drills the whitewater section and stays in control.
Liam O'Brien flows through that top turn and a big finish.
Here we go, unleashing that first turn, connecting with the lip on the second.
squaring off the bottom and again, just gouging the face.
Carlos Munoz for the Costa Rica and a power hack.
Answering straight back, Jackson Baker, huge opening turn. Comes in under the lip, he's gonna make the drop.
So much experience already in this rookie class. You think about those names that have already appeared as wild cards from Imai at Pipe, but also Sammy Pupo, who shadowed his big brother for so many years on the Dream Tour, Shannon.
Well, he's had that experience to see those best waves in the world, that Dream Tour, and now he finally gets to surf on it. What a better way to finish off his year as well, to make it into the finals here at Haleiwa.
I also love it, Kaipo, that it's not going to be that long of a wait. You know, we're finishing the Challenger season here in Hawaii. They're starting in Hawaii, so a lot of them will stay right here on your home island.
Yeah, stick around. Why would you leave? And we're right into the beginning of wave season over here. There's going to be plenty of surf. There's going to be plenty of action. And we kicked off January 29th at the Bonsai.
That's right. Much more to come on the show. We'll bring you the best highlights from finals day here at the Haleiwa Challenger. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Tour update right here at Haleiwa on the north shore of Oahu. We just finished a pretty dramatic finals day to finish off our Challenger season, crown our champions, and finals day did not disappoint. I mean, the waves were pumping all week. It showed the versatility of this venue. Even when it's small, it is so rippable, and we saw some big scores go down today, Shannon.
I mean, to see Betty Lou Johnson get an 8 in the final was an incredible thing to witness. And then to see the other women kind of struggle to find really solid waves, but to show how contestable and what a challenge it is to find the different sort of conditions Haleiwa has on offer.
Kaipo, I know how much you love watching surfing, but when something's on the line, when there's tie breaks for qualification into the semifinals, into the final, I mean, does it get any more intense than that?
It's intense. And, you know, you have the victory, the thrill of victory, and you have the agony of defeat. There was some tears shed in the parking lot here at Haleiwa Li'i Beach Park. But then again, we have some excited rookies going back home and starting to plan their 2022 because they're going to be on tour.
That's right, and that's what made the final so special. We got to see 3 rookies go against arguably maybe the best ever to do it. 5-time world champ Carissa Moore in this final, trying to take the title from the youth, and it was all about Betty Lou Sakura Johnson getting a healthy 2-turn combination to get into the 8s, and that sealed the deal for one of the biggest wins of her career.
Oh, it's got to be the biggest win of her career. An incredible performance and really showcasing her ability to stay cool under the pressure and the expectation of performing at home with qualification on the line.
It shows, Kaipo, you can't just drive by Haleiwa. There's still sets coming through. It still has a lot of power. And we got to see Gabby Bryan, who finished on the top of the Challenger season, show how just her ability to adapt to all sorts of conditions this week.
Yeah, she's going to be one to watch as we get into the championship tour next year. But I love the fact that in tradition, the gateway to the championship tour always has to go through the islands.
It's so true. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson getting a huge win at her home break. There are signs everywhere that said the Queen of Haleiwa, and she made it official. This was her celebratory moment with Kaipo.
Thank you, Joe, and I just want to congratulate Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, our Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Haleiwa Challenger winner. How are you feeling? This is a big moment in your life.
Oh my goodness, a huge moment. Thank you, Kaipo. Just a huge thanks to everyone for being here, rain or sunshine. It's a big day. Just gonna have a smile and want to thank everyone from Haleiwa helping me, supporting me, and just really happy to represent Haleiwa and do it here.
Big win for the home team. More news, Betty Lou. You're going to be on the 2022 Championship Tour. Your thoughts on that?
Huge. Huge. Oh my, I just in shock, you know, so excited. Can't wait.
It doesn't get much better than that, and just witnessing just a young superstar accomplish not just one of her dreams, but all of them, all in one day. Probably the best day of her surfing career. Joining the tour, but winning a final, which featured Carissa Moore.
I mean, what a moment for her to take a win over Carissa. That alone is incredible, but then to get that qualification right here at her home break, it took, you know, work for me not to have tears in my eyes just watching her accept that, and so excited to see her on the tour next year.
And not just outside of Betty Luke, but the rest of the rookies, India Robinson, Gabby Bryan, I mean, they were not shocked by being next to Carissa. I think they really felt like they belonged today.
We always see the change in the guards. I think it's a little early to say that there is a change in the guard, but there is a new generation coming up right now for the women, and the veterans need to protect their turf when we go into 2022.
The men's final was just as exciting as we saw another great local story and a comeback from one of the greats on tour, a two-time world champ. Had to be on the sidelines for most of the season due to another knee injury, and he was firing and ready to take over the throne now for the second time at Haleiwa. This was the 10-point ride seen around the world, Shannon.
Incredible performance. I mean, you couldn't have expected him to do any one of those things, to get the airs, to get the barrels, to get the turns, all connected in one wave in sloppy conditions here at Haleiwa. And for him to do it again in front of that home crowd and to carry the humility and the grace that he carries in the lineup, an incredible thing to witness.
He shared the water with Jack Robinson, Kanoa Igarashi, and now a new rookie in Sammy Pupo. But even from round to round in the lead up to the final, he really looked untouchable, Kaipo.
Hey, it's easy to say. John's back. And I expect big things in the new year from John Florence.
He had a 10 with an 8.03, so the entire field was comboed, including Jack Robinson. Everyone was quick to congratulate John on his return to form as he'll be back in the title race to defend his title at Pipeline once again. Said he's so happy to be healthy, just surfing Haleiwa again, and you could tell how much it means to him just to be back in the jersey. His whole family came down to witness that big victory here at Haleiwa. John hanging out with Kaipo.
And I'd like to be the first to officially congratulate a two-time winner here at Haleiwa, John Florence. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. Really good.
You earned that, John. A 10-point ride. You comboed the rest of the field. One of the most dominant finals that we've seen in recent history. That's got to give you confidence as you move on into the 2022 championship tour.
Yeah, so it's so much fun being here and competing and just being back in it again. Going through the injuries the last couple of years, and it just feels good to be here. And I just want to say thanks to my wife and my family and everyone who's there supporting me. And Ross Williams, we've been working a lot, and my whole team behind me. It's been huge going through these last couple of years, and to be here winning again is awesome.
Very special to see John healthy and being so grateful for everything that he's gone through. So many comebacks, and this is another one, maybe his finest yet. He said he's learned so much about his body, how to keep it solid at 100%. Look out, World Tour. He's going to be gunning for a third world title this year.
Oh, there's no question about it. John's going for that world title, and that sort of gratitude and approach to his surfing, to the home community here, that's the sort of thing that could take him to his third title.
Kaipo, you've stood next to John in those victory moments so many times, even from his childhood, winning everything that he wanted to as a kid. How different did this one feel?
We're seeing John Florence grow up in front of our eyes competitively and be settled, be comfortable in his position as one of the best surfers in the world. And really, I don't think he believes his own hype. I think he's just there to do work, and he's there to take it to another level. He's got nothing to prove, but when we open up the season in the home waters at Pipe and then Sunset, he could get on a very early dominant role here.
So cool, the new legacy that he's built at Haleiwa, joining names like Sonny Garcia, Kaipo Hakias, Andy Irons, Parco as multiple-time champions here at this prestigious venue. Much more to come, including the top 5 right after this. Welcome back to the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Tour update right here at Haleiwa at Ali'i Beach Park. So much to talk about when it comes to next season, because we will be starting with the Billabong Pipeline Pro January 29th for the first time ever, with a complete field for the women and the men, of course, back again. So much to look forward to, Shannon, because we saw a little glimpse of the women last year when they started from quarter 4 all the way to the final that Tyler Wright ended up winning. But now we're starting from round 1 for the first time ever at the CT level.
That is an incredible mark in the history of women's surfing. I feel so proud to be in that mix and to be able to see this next generation attack a wave like that, as well as the women who have been competing for the last decade that haven't had the opportunity to show their proving ground there at Pipeline. It's going to be incredible.
Kaipo, it certainly is a proving ground, like Shannon said. As we saw last year, there's some people you're going, oh, they're comfortable. You're thinking Tatiana Weston-Webb, Carissa Moore with all of her reps. But now you're looking at those rookies who grew up here that have already put in some time as well.
Yeah, Gabriella Bryan, I'm going to tell you right now, she's going to be a force out at Pipeline. I've seen her before. She's going to put her head down. She's going to charge. She's a charger. Betty Lou Sakura-Johnson, same thing. She's going to put her head down. She's going to go. They've had multiple reps. Lots of people don't see this. But when the focus comes to Pipeline and the women, I think some of the local girls are going to stand out.
It's such a game changer in professional surfing. The men back there as well. We look at Imai Kalani DeVault as a rookie there. We remember as a wild card, he almost took down Gabriel Medina when he had that 9+ ride.
Oh, it's so good to know that he's got that experience now to reflect back on heading into his rookie year, that he's already had such good scores in waves out there at Pipeline in the midst of competition, which is so different from just free surfs out there.
Zeke Lau back on tour as well. He's notorious to have rivalries, including with John Florence at different venues around the world. He goes into Pipeline kind of with something to prove. He's had equal 13ths there. We know he dominates Sunset, but Pipeline's a different story for Zeke.
I think it's almost, you know, you had Jeremy Flores had that jinx for a long time in France before he finally took out a title. You know, Michel Borez, same thing in Tahiti. You know, when you're at home at a wave that you know, sometimes you almost try too hard. I think that's been the case with Zeke. I think he's learned from the past. I think we'll see a new, more composed Ezekiel Lau in 2022.
When it comes to Pipeline, everybody in the world gets excited. It's got to be one of the best stories of crowning champions at one of the most feared waves and one of the most beautiful waves in the world. Truly is the proving grounds. And to have your name on this special list is something else. Right next to a world title. John Florence got his first pipe title last season. Italo the year before, and that crazy decision for the world title against Gabriel Medina. And you go back to the Andy and Bruce era, Jamie O'Brien. So many special memories, Shannon. I'm sure the wipeouts and all the big tubes are probably all part of your favorite stories there.
Oh, it's such an incredible thing to be able to witness every year, to see those men battle it out to try and get their name on that list of the greats like the Irons brothers, as you mentioned, and now to know that the women have that opportunity to really charge and to show that they can get barreled just like the men can. It's going to be my favorite thing to see this season.
Things are going to move quickly. We're not going too far. Back-to-back events on the North Shore of Oahu. We haven't seen this in a long time. Sunset is back. Right after Pipeline, we're heading to Sunset Beach, Kaipo. What can we expect?
You need to be versatile. Sunset Beach has so many different personalities. You're going to have the North Swell. That's going to be a point-like wave running all the way through to the channel. You get the West Peak on the west aspect, the Northwest Swells. So many different personalities. Raw ocean water right on the tip of the North Shore, open to wind and swell. It's a welcomed return, in my eyes, to the championship tour.
And it offers a true challenge. You know, Kelly Slater himself, the GOAT, hasn't won out there. And he also said in the past, it wasn't his favorite venue. He was always just hooked on Pipeline, loved surfing Haleiwa, but it's kind of a spot that he still has to kind of check that box, you know, if he wants to really be motivated to win at every spot on the North Shore of Oahu.
Well, he's certainly motivated for that. We've seen him in years returning here to Haleiwa to try and find that final win, but then he's going up against surfers like a Jack Robinson, who back in 2019 took out that win at Sunset and demonstrated an ocean knowledge that was unlike anything we'd really seen. So for Kelly Slater, he's got some of those young guys that he's going up against, and it's going to be a difficult one for him to take out.
So many exciting conversations in the lead up to the start of the championship tour, January 29th. But now here on the post show, it's time for our daily top 5. A lot of big moments to talk about and enjoy, but we will start out with a local boy story. Still going to Wailoa High School, a junior. His father works at a surf shop down the street. Shion Crawford, Kaipo.
Shion Crawford, 16 years old, home court advantage. Big opportunity for this young man, Shishi Boy, they call him, and he stepped up. We're going to see a lot more from this young man, and I hope to see him in the Challenger Series full-time in 2022.
He made the quarterfinals, got scored on the pro scale, getting 8s or above and finishing on top of his heroes. And he has more confidence than he's ever had in his entire young career. I know he can't put another jersey on fast enough, Shannon, with how good he's feeling right now.
Well, he's not surfing like a boy, he's surfing like a man. And that sort of mentality to come in and to be able to compete this way, the same way that he would in his free surfs, that's the sort of of a future that we want to be seeing in a surfer like this.
Coming in at number 4 on the list, congrats once again to Gabriella Bryant winning the Challenger Series, Kaipo.
This is just power and flow. Watch the leverage through the turns of Gabriella Bryant. She can do it in small waves with the power surfing. And again, when we see waves of consequence, I have a lot of confidence in this young lady.
So quick. She said she's worked hard her entire life to get in the position that she is today. An exciting rookie heading into 2022. 3 runner-up finishes, runner-up to Betty Lou in the final today.
Oh, so great to see her with another final finish and to prove that consistency. It's similar to a Sally Fitzgibbons in the consistency that we've seen displayed from Sally over so many years. We're now witnessing something similar in a young Gabriella Bryant. And take a note, there's no sticker on the nose of that board. She has worked so hard with that family support to get this far without that sponsorship.
Coming in number 3 on the top 5, congrats to all of our qualifiers. For Zeke re-qualifying just like Connor and Nat Young, as we look at some new names like Liam O'Brien, who made a semifinal last year at the CT level. There's going to be a lot to talk about next year, Kaipo.
I love the rookie class. I love the variety in the rookie class. You got the power surfers like Jacko Baker. You're going to see a lot of new faces, and to me, that brings excitement.
And I love the Challenger Series, how it works. You know, Brisa didn't go anywhere. Went right back to the Challenger Series, keeping her spot on the top 17 as she's turning into a veteran. And then you have some young Hawaiians like the Gabby Bryant story, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, and also Luana Silva, breaking the tie with Molly Picklum to get that last spot.
That was a wild semifinal to watch unfold, and to see it kind of come down to those last couple of scores, to see Luana actually receive the news that she had qualified after a great performance earlier in the series. So excited for her.
Also coming in at number 2 on the top 5. Congrats again to now a multiple-time winner here at Haleiwa, John Florence.
John does what John does right here with that 10-point ride. What more can you do on a wave at Haleiwa? Not much more.
Big air to finish, throw tail reverse, big layback hack with power and a barrel. One judge threw a 9.8, but all the others were 10s. It was that brilliant to see. All of his other waves were up in that excellent range, and he actually had the final comboed when the buzzer went off.
That's one way to get his second win here at Haleiwa, and just to demonstrate how excited he is to be back in a jersey. We saw him at the Olympics. We saw him knock out pull out of Margaret River earlier in the season, and now to see him return with such flair in his surfing, that's the man to beat coming into next season.
Number 1 on your top 5, it's the local story. Betty Lou can almost walk to this lineup, and she walked her way through 2 big turns, an 8-point ride, and a huge victory.
What a way to roll into the championship tour when you win a final against the reigning world champ. Talk about momentum for this Haleiwa girl. She's going to be bringing that momentum as we start the tour in 2022.
Looking so comfortable against Carissa Moore, who she met in 2014. It was her idol. She was able to model her whole act after one of the all-time greats, and she got to have her in the final. She ends up on top and also joins the rookie class as Betty Lou takes out our top 5, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody next year in 2022, January 29th, for the start of the championship tour at the Billabong Pro Pipeline. We'll say goodbye for now. We'll see you then on the North Shore of Oahu.